Namaskaram and welcome back. Finally, I'm making a video in which I'll be speaking everything about Isha Foundation and Sadhguru. Generally, जब आप ईशा फाउंडेशन के बारे में जानते हो, सदगुरु के बारे में देखते हो, usually you see some videos of Sadhguru, but you do not know what is there in Isha Foundation. What does it stand for? Who is Sadhguru? Where does it start? What does it do? और उनके पास क्या है आपको ऑफर करने के लिए एज ए प्रोग्राम्स, क्या क्या योगा प्रोग्राम्स वो ऑफर करते हैं, या फिर क्या क्या वॉलंटियरिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज है जो आप अवेल कर सकते हो अपने लिए, या फिर अगर आपको संन्यास लेना तो आप ले कैसे सकते हो. एवरीथिंग आई विल बी स्पीकिंग ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो एंड यू विल बी गेटिंग कंप्लीट आइडिया अबाउट हु इज सदगुरु स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम हिज लाइफ, व्हाट डज ही डू राइट नाउ, and also what Isha Foundation offer to you, and also the volunteering opportunities that is out there for you. Correct? This video going to be long, so what I can recommend you is that जो भी आपको देखना है, based on that I will put the timestamp in the description, और उसी हिसाब से आप आगे पीछे होके अपने हिसाब से देख सकते हो, because I respect your time and depending upon your time on your requirement and your questions that you wanted to be answered, उसी हिसाब से आप आगे पीछे मूव करके देख सकते हो. Now, who is Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev? टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन, जब हम किसी इंसान के शख्सियत के बारे में बात करते हैं, उनकी ज़िंदगी के बारे में बात करते हैं, तो इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम देयर बचपन, चाइल्डहुड, कि वो कहाँ पे जन्म हुए, किस स्कूल में जन्म हुए, हु वर देयर फादर्स. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू सदगुरु, वी कैन नॉट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दिस लाइफ, बिकॉज इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 400-500 years बैक इन द स्टेट ऑफ छत्तीसगढ़. There was a guy called बिल्वा. वो एक नीची जात में जन्म लेता है, and he was a very rebellious guy. वो यंग लड़का होता है, very rebellious होता है, and he fights for everything. जो भी उसको लगता है कि गलत है, मेरे साथ गलत हो रहा है, मेरे जात के लिए गलत हो रहा है, किसी इंसान के लिए गलत हो रहा है. See, he always fights with the society. But problem in that time, नीची जात वाले लोगों को उतनी अच्छी नज़र से देखते नहीं थे, और because of that एक बार उन्होंने फाइट किया, और बिकॉज ऑफ विच उनको डेथ पेनल्टी मिल गई, उनको मौत की सजा सुनाया गया. एंड हाउ डिड दे डू इट? बिल्वा को एक पेड़ में बांध दिया गया और उसको सांप से डस पाया गया. नाउ व्हेन डिड दैट हैपन? बिल्वा, अ पोर गाय, ही कॉन्शियसली लेफ्ट द बॉडी. जब सांप से डस पाया गया, he could feel the sensation that has happened in his body. He could feel the body organs getting stopped, and because of which he is leaving the body. उसको वो कॉन्शियसली देखता गया. जनरली जब हमें कुछ होता है, हम सोचते हैं, जब आप किसी भी एक वृद्ध व्यक्ति से आप मिलोगे, जब वो मरता है ना, तो दे फील लाइक कि अभी मैं मरने वाला हूँ, अभी मैं मरने वाला हूँ. बट when the person leaves the body, he never feels he is dying. Like the last period ही वो इंसान सोचता रहता है कि अभी मैं मरने वाला हूँ, अभी मैं मरने वाला हूँ, बट वो कभी मरता ही नहीं है. जब बॉडी में होता है तो वो सोचता है और बोलता है, जब बॉडी के बाहर होता है तो वो स्टिल सोच रहा होता है कि मरने वाला हूँ. बट सडनली व्हेन यू सी कि देयर इज अ बॉडी इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू एंड यू आर स्टिल देयर, दैट इज व्हेन यू रियलाइज बॉडी and what you are in true nature are two different things. It's not the same thing. So that is what happened with Bilba. उसके next life में he comes as Shiva Yogi. He started worshipping Shiva and doing yoga for a longer period of time. वो शिव का साधना करता रहा. And there was a point in time in which Palani Swami, who was the guru of Shiva Yogi, who came to him and he touched him with his stick, and because of which Shiva Yogi got enlightened. He knew everything that he was supposed to learn. And during that time also, Palani Swami had a dream in his eyes, and that dream transferred to this disciple of Palani Swami. And Shiva Yogi carried his guru's dream to fulfill. And what was the dream? I would like for you to watch this video so that you can know the complete story of it. Now, to make you understand, the dream was to consecrate an energy form which will be the topmost. जनरली योगीज, हर योगी या फिर हर इंसान जो एनलाइटन हो जाता है, उनका सिर्फ एक ही गोल रहता है कि जो भी लोग दुनिया में हैं सबको एनलाइटन किया जाए. एंड नाउ टू मेक दिस जर्नी सिंपलर, दे ऑलवेज ट्राई टू क्रिएट सम एनर्जी फॉर्म्स. नाउ शिवा himself was a person who could enlighten many beings, but right now Shiva is not there for you. So they wanted to create such an energy form which will be as similar as Shiva, and you can take benefit of that. So that was the dream of Palani Swami, and he transferred it to his disciple. And this Shiva Yogi tried his entire life, but he did not succeed in that life. So at the age of 42, he had to leave. So he left his body, and in next life, he had only and only dream, only and only goal to be fulfilled, and that was consecrating an energy form which will be energized to peak of all the chakras. The next life he comes as Sadhguru Sri Brahma. एंड उनके ऊपर भी एक पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाया हुआ है. यू कैन वॉच दिस डॉक्यूमेंट्री बाय प्रेम के वी और समथिंग. और उन्होंने काफ़ी अच्छे से जाके बैक स्टोरी को फॉलो अप किया एंड उसके बेसिस पे जो भी डाटा उनको मिला ही स्टार्टेड शेयरिंग इट. तो इससे आपको पूरा का पूरा आइडिया मिलेगा कि हु वाज सदगुरु श्री ब्रह्मा एंड हाउ डेस्परेटली ही वांटेड टू फुलफिल हिज ड्रीम. Now, when Sadhguru Sri Brahma tried to consecrate Dhyan Linga, what happened is that over the time he managed to gather people, but he was a furious kind of person, because of which people could not stay near him. लोग उससे उनसे दूर जाने लगे. वो लोगों को और पास लाने की कोशिश करते थे और लोग उनसे दूर जाने लगते थे. आसपास की सोसाइटी वाले उनको पसंद नहीं करते थे. ही वॉज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ बीइंग. पर कुछ लोग थे जो उनके डेस्परेटली उनके साथ थे. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू मेल एंड फीमेल लोग जब आसपास होते हैं तो उनके दिमाग से एक ही चीज़ चलता है, बिकॉज ऑफ विच इट क्रिएट्स अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्टर्बेंस इन द कॉन्सिक्रेशन. एंड ऑल्सो देयर वॉज अ पॉइंट इन टाइम व्हेन outside forces, the societal forces, to make it happen was so strong that he failed. He knew that he could not do it. पर उनके जहन में सिर्फ एक ही सवाल था, क्या आई एम नॉट परफेक्ट इनफ, वाई कैन नॉट आई डू इट. सो वो चले गए वहाँ से, कई दिनों तक साधना किया, कई दिनों तक चलते रहे, कई शिष्य उनके साथ, कई डिसाइपल उनके साथ चलते रहे. एंड स्टिल ही डिड वन फाइनल अटेम्प्ट. And this time it was something that will blow anyone's mind. He was so desperate to consecrate Dhyan Linga that he chooses to do something unimaginable. There was a guy who got enlightened at a very early age of himself. Now, after getting enlightenment, he went for samadhi. He went for doing samadhi for 3 continuous years. And this was a very young guy. But when he started telling people about life, yoga and everything, nobody believed in him. So this guy left his body and attained to Mahasamadhi. Now, Sadhguru Sri Brahma took advantage of that. There was a situation in time in which Sadhguru Sri Brahma separated some part of himself from his body and entered into this young human's body, this young guy's body. And after entering to this body, Sadhguru Sri Brahma was in 2 different bodies, having the same goal and trying to fulfill it. But despite of that, he couldn't make it happen. But still, तब तक भी कुछ disciples उनके थे जो उनके साथ ही चलते जा रहे थे. And that is when वो एक जगह पे बैठे and he planned every tiny details. उन्होंने प्लान किया कहाँ पे ये सब होने वाला है, कौन सी जगह पे वो जन्म लेंगे, किस वुम्ब, किसी माँ के गर्भ से जन्म लेंगे, वो तक भी उन्होंने प्लान किया. Everything did they plan. And post that, Sadhguru Sri Brahma came to 7th hill of Velengiri, and in the 7th hill, to understand whether he is still capable or not, he left his body through all the 7 chakras. And वो आज भी कहते हैं कि if you go there, you can experience the phenomenal amount of energy that is still out there, reverberating as if it was just yesterday. Now, then Sadhguru born in this life. And from day 1 to till the day 40, till the age 42, he tried to consecrate the Dhyan Linga, and this time he was successful. But before Dhyan Linga was completely consecrated and everything was about to done, he was turning 42, and he scared, and every disciple of him got scared that he might leave this time as well. But Sadhguru has managed everything, that even if he goes in this life at the age of 42, everything will still fall into place and Dhyan Linga is going to be there. So consecration of Dhyan Linga happened in this particular life. Shiva Yogi left at the age of 42. Sadhguru Sri Brahma left at the age of 42. But Sadhguru this time did not leave at the age of 42. He continued. Once the Dhyanlinga is consecrated, what Sadhguru would do next? This leads us to the second question, that what Sadhguru do now? If you go ever to Isha Yoga Centre, before entering to the Dhyanlinga, there will be a biggest poster over there. If you look at it, then it is written that, "Oh Dhyanlinga, you are my Guru's will and my only obsession. In my dreams, in my wakefulness, I had only planned to fulfill you." And below that, he also writes that he have already experienced the peak of life. But he is staying here is only because he could see thirsty eyes still out there around him, who are looking for some kind of a solution, some kind of a transformation around him. And that is why he is still helping other people to transform their lives. Now, usually when people ask him that when you are planning to go, he always mentions this single fact, that the day people will feel boredom of my presence, they must know that I will leave.
What are you waiting for?
Huh?
Why
You asking why am I not dead?
why have you not chosen? Why have you not chosen it yet?
Well, still the water is flowing. People around me are still thirsty to know and to grow. If they show little boredom in front of me, I'll be gone. They better know that.
And he also mentions that when I'll plan to leave, I'll not disappoint you. I'll leave in the same day, I will not take even a single day more.
Oh, I will definitely tell you when I'm leaving, but don't be in such a hurry. I know it may be a great filming opportunity for you, but still people want me around, so when I decide, I'll let you know. I have not made up my mind. Approximately I have, but not absolutely. When I make up my mind, I won't disappoint you, I'll leave on that day. I won't stay for an extra day.
Now, usually people ask one more question, that will you ever get a chance to meet Sadhguru in any way? Well, definitely it might be possible if you are very lucky, but otherwise it is not. Even if you stay in the ashram for a longer period of time, it is definitely not going to be possible for you to meet him. Generally, when people ask this question, usually they have two kind of idea in their head. One is to solve the regular problems that one is having in their life, like relationship problem, finance problem, all that stuff. But the other question is about transformation within. When you feel, when you realize that this is a master that can help me transform, that can help me touch the dimension that I have not touched, that I can feel but I don't know what it is, but this person can help me understand that, you may go in both the direction. But in both the direction also, you are not going to find Sadhguru as a person, because his schedules are jam-packed, tight, very tight. Usually what he does is he starts movements like Save Soil, Rally Forever, Cavalry Calling and all. He usually go for attending events and programs. He does programs like Samyama or do consecrations, because by consecrating a normal like structures like Naga, be it Yoga Salinga, he creates a places to which people can go and attain, like experience some sort of energy form. But he also consecrated human being, because he always mentions in his tongue, in his word, is that he wants to see walking temple on the planet instead of stationary temples.
The dream is not to build temples of stone and brick. The dream is to make bodies of flesh and bone into walking temples. Give me this pleasure in my life that I can see lots of walking temples all over the world. Don't let me die without that.
Whenever he does some kind of a program, he always mentions that we are investing our life energy on you. So you are nothing but having our life energy. By doing sadhana and sadhana, you are consistently saving this life energy. It's more like a light that we have given to you and you are protecting it. And once you are protecting it, do spread this light to all over the world. Give yoga to all over the world, because everybody needs it, whether irrespective of they know it or not, but they need it for sure. So the way the schedule is planned, he is never going to get any kind of free time in which you can find a time to meet him. But if you ask me, then what I can say you is that if you have some normal problems like household problems and finance problems and any kind of problems, that regular problems that human is facing, then you can find one video out there on YouTube for sure. He have spoken about every aspect of life, and so many videos are out there on YouTube that you'll definitely find one video relating to your problems. But if you want to get the transformation, then there's another path to it, which leads us to the next question, that what Yoga Center has to offer you. Yoga Center can transform you from within. And when we talk about transformation, it is necessary for us to understand what is yoga. Now, to give you an overall perspective, what is yoga, I'll be telling something about yoga, but that doesn't mean that I know everything about yoga. Now, when we say this is me, this is you, and this is a fan, this is a light or something, it means everything you see in the world is nothing but a manifestation of a certain energy. And the modern science is also proving that to you. I'm talking in logical science, logical terms, so that you can be able to understand at least. Now, my idea is only let you know what it is. But if you go ahead and experience something, you will experience something beyond that is within the boundaries of logic. So right now, to make you understand, I'll be only talking about in the form of logic. So what happens is, there is the energy which is manifesting itself in a lot of different ways. Now, I know this is the energy, but I do not know from where I got manifested, and I do not know even if I manifested or not. So all these questions are mystery for me. They are saying that, but I do not know it by myself, correct? Now, to experience myself as a part of that energy is something called yoga. So yoga as in union as in like adding two things, right? So union of me to the main, like to the source from which I have come. So that is what it is, like over in layman terms. So once you start doing yoga, once you start doing programs, then it is nothing but making you walk towards a direction in which you can find your source of being. So that source from which you got created. So that is what it is. Now, when it comes to programs, what are the different programs that is out there, and what are the different programs that you're supposed to do, and how, and what is the sequence of the programs that you're supposed to do? Now, first thing that they always ask you to do is the inner engineering program. Now, what inner engineering is, that they first let you know the societal problems, they clear those things out, and post that they initiate you into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. Now, there is a difference between initiation and normal teaching or normal guidance or something. Normal, when someone goes and teach something to you, they will teach you this is process, this is a step, and this is you have to follow. But when it comes to initiation, they invest some life energy within you, which you cannot experience because we are not that receptive enough to the energies. But when you are receptive enough, definitely you can be able to experience something that is beyond your understanding. Now, that is what initiation means, which is really different from normal teachings or normal guidance of something or normal coaching. Now, first they will initiate into Sambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, in which they will be giving you a mandala period in which you will be doing that practice for 40 days continuously. If you are breaking it, then you are requested to start it all over again and then go for 40 days, because once you've done it for 40 days, it really creates some kind of impact within yourself. Do not think of whether you are getting results or not. Just do it as they are mentioning. Just follow the plan every single day for 40 days. Definitely you will see some transformation within you. And soon I will be recording a video on my experience of Sambhavi Mahamudra so far, because it's already reaching for me 1 year of my initiation. So once you've done the inner engineering, post that they do not want anything for you. That's the best thing that they're providing to the world, and beyond that there is nothing for you. If you want more advanced programs, then you can go for them, but Sambhavi Mahamudra is something that all they want you to do, because with the Sambhavi Mahamudra you can become a fantastic life in the normal world. You can just go out and become whatever you want to be. And post that, if you want to give yourself more opportunity to transform from within, then there are programs like Bhavaspandana, Sunya, and Samyama. Now, since I have not done them, I'm not going to go and speak more about them. However, Bhavaspandana and Samyama are the programs in which they give much importance to the aspect of energy. But when it comes to Sambhavi Mahamudra and Sunya, it is more important. The important aspect in these two are practices. Now, in Sambhavi and Sunya, you practice. In Samyama and in Bhavaspandana, you experience it. So that is what I know from outside, but if you go in the path, you can definitely experience by itself. Now, Samyama is something that they give at max, and beyond that there is nothing that they offer. But if you ask me, then I'll tell you that Samyama is the only thing that you need. Because if you go and read Yoga Sutra, in the Yoga Sutra you will see Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, Yam Niyam Asana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhi, last stage is Samadhi, and that is what they train you in Samyama. And once you're trained for Samadhi, you can just sit there and you can be there for as long as possible without thinking anything, without doing anything, and this will reduce significant karma of your life. And once it is lost, it will let you go more and more towards the liberation that the Indian culture is speaking about. Now, beyond that also, they have some programs like Hatha Yoga programs. They are Hatha Yoga teacher training programs. They have programs for Guru Puja. They have programs for Sivanga Sadhana. And there are so many other things as well. You can go ahead and you can do them if you are quite dedicated, if you want to transform yourself from within. Every program they offer, you can go ahead and attend those programs as well. Now, once you have attended those programs, they also offer you a possibility of dissolving your karmas as well. Now, what are karmas? Again, this is an aspect of life which I have not mastered. So whatever I'm going to speak, most of the things might be wrong. But what I know about karma is that this is the structure of a human being, or this is a warehouse of a human being, because of which human being bonds or human being gets this life. As I have already spoken about, there is a source from which I have born, and I have only born because of the karmas that I am having. Now, if I dissolve the karma, then I will be automatically getting merged to the source. That is how it is. That is what we have. That is what I have understood so far. Whatever Sadhguru speaks. Now, so the entire effort of liberation is to destroy the karmas that we are having, and automatically getting yourself towards the liberation. Now, to destroy all these karmas, there are 4 different paths to go towards it. One is Karma Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. These are the 4 different paths that Indian culture has given you. When you give yourself completely into it, be it Karma, Jnana, or Bhakti, that is when you can blast the wall and you become infinite. So I'm talking in weird terms, but that is what I have understood so far. But when it comes to Kriya Yoga, it is a processed path through which you can slowly, one step go towards it. So the yoga, the Kriya Yoga that I have mentioned is nothing but the path of Sambhavya Mahamudra, Shunya, or Samyama, or Bhavaspandana. This is the path of Kriya Yoga only. But apart from that also, they also help you to focus on the aspect of other aspects as well, like Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Jnana that you have already got so far. Bhakti and Karma, these are the 2 things that they also focus. Bhakti, as in, if you ever go to Isha Yoga Centre, you will find there will be some volunteers who will be having sadhana tags on their chest, and they will be looking towards the ground and walking. So these are the people who are doing Bhakti sadhana, and all the other volunteers do like Karma wala sadhana. Now, what their idea of doing it is dissolving the karma as soon as possible. Now, how to dissolve it and what are all these things? For that, I would recommend you to read the book, The Karma, that Sadhguru has written. But overall, the idea is to dissolve karma by any means, be it Jnana, Bhakti, or Karma Yoga, or Kriya Yoga. Beyond that, there is one more thing, is volunteering that you are going to do over there. Most people asking this question, how to do volunteering, and what are the possibilities, what are the opportunities, and what else. Now, how to do volunteering can be divided into different categories, like how to apply for it, what are the volunteerings is possible. Once you do the volunteering, how is the environment out there, how are the people out there. So all these aspects can be discussed in this entire section. But before that, I'll just speak something overall. I'll give you an idea. So what are the different volunteering possibilities? Are the short-term volunteers are there, long-term volunteering are there, Purnanga, there's a Purnanga as in 3 years of commitment they are supposed to give. Sadhana Pada is out there, in which 7 months of program starting from Guru Purnima to ending at the Mahasivaratri, till the entire 7 months or 8 months, depending upon any year, any which year, it goes like that. And you can do that sadhana as well, sadhana pada as well. And also you can choose full-time volunteering, and short-time volunteering is event volunteering, 1 day program or 2 days programs. Any kind of programs like Baba Smandana or Sunya, these kind of programs also you can volunteer. Depending upon your want, you can do them. But to go for any kind of volunteering, first thing that you need is initiation into Sambhavya Mahamudra Kriya and completion of the mandala period. Once you have done that, you are free to do any kind of volunteering. Now when you go for volunteering, when you talk about people and staying and all that stuff, if you are going to Isha Yoga Center Coimbatore, then there is already infrastructure available. So right now you get bunk beds and you get two full-fledged sattvic meals. But when it comes to people, very genuine, light-hearted people, all are smiling, and there will be some people with which you might have some upper niche, that 1920 kind of stuff, because of somewhere you have to take some decisions and all. That is very much possible in any kind of environment, but at the end everybody knows that they all are going in towards the same direction. They are not fighting with each other over there, because any kind of fight, any kind of mess that you create over there, it will create more karma instead of dissolving more karma. So that is why everybody knows that where they are heading towards, and everybody is individual out there. You might find them they are walking together, but you must understand that everybody out there in the yoga center is alone, as lonely as not as lonely as alone. In fact, everybody is in solitude. Nobody is with anybody else. There is no relationship are encouraged, no entertainment, no friendship, no parents, no spouse. Nothing is encouraged over there. Everyone is out there for themselves only. And this doesn't seem, this doesn't look, but everybody is within themselves only. And that is what they also want. If you are going out there, you just only go for yourself only, to transform this part of the life. You do not care about what is happening out there. You do just your part of the your part of the task, your part of the sadhana, and that's it. Do not worry about anything else. That is it about the Isha Yoga Center Coimbatore. But if you go to Bangalore, like the Bangalore ashram is right now is it started, so you do not find infrastructure over there, but recently they have started it. So right now if you go Bangalore ashram as well, they have accommodation space for volunteers, a little bit, not accommodation for large number of volunteers. Right now, depending upon location and places, if you go for volunteering, you can do those volunteerings in those consecrated spaces. But apart from that also, if you want to do volunteering from your home, they also create WhatsApp group, they also create this calls facilities and all. Those volunteering opportunities also you can take. Now again, when you do volunteering, it is necessary, it is recommended for you that you should do it through complete heart. You should do it with complete compassion and openness, because every single time if you do something with a bitterness within your heart, then instead of dissolving more karma, you accumulate more, and that is what they do not want to promote. So every single time when you see somebody out there, they always would be smiling and laughing and living a joyful life. So that is what is always recommended for you as well. It's not recommendation, in fact it is the way everybody is supposed to live. And that is why, and that is how, if you are living, then definitely you will head towards the direction that you always wanted to be. Now there is one more question that people might ask, that what is the process of being sannyas. Now I do not know what is the process of being sannyas, but their main idea of creating this yoga center and consecrating people is that people can go out in the world and they can stay in the normal sansara, and in the staying in the sansara they become undercover yogis. So they want you to be joyful, they want you to be a person who would be volunteer, not only in the ashram but in the outside of life as well, be it in office, be it in home, everywhere else. If you become a normal volunteer, a joyful person, then people around you also get inspired by that, and that is what they want from you. As when Sadhguru mentioned that I want to see walking temples, that is what he mentions always, that when you go to the temples, when you sit over there, you feel relaxed, you feel certain kind of energy, you feel certain kind of bliss, you feel certain kind of happiness and openness, something that positive you feel experience. And that is what Sadhguru wants other people to feel when they are around you. So this is the main idea of them. So still there are some people who wants to dive deep into it and they just want to get liberated or something like that. They can still choose for the sannyas, but for that also there is a long process. There would be a long process of 5 to 7 years of being there in the ashram without having any troubles, like convincing your parents and spouse and everything else. For that, if you've done everything, then they might give you an opportunity. There are so many people are applying for it and they are not taking them because it's unnecessary to take all of them. It is better that you go out, you do something for the rest of the world, because in a way that is also your duty to do. Now for more information like what are linga seva, what are devi seva, and how to apply for it, I've already gone through those experiences, and if you want to learn more about it, then you can directly go and watch those videos. I'll be putting them down in the description and also in the I button as well. And also, if you want to learn about Sadhana Pada, I'll be also letting you know about the entire process of Sadhana Pada, how to apply for it, how you get shortlisted, and what is the entire process of it. I'll be also adding those videos very soon. You can find them in the description box and again in the I button as well. That's for now, and if you have any kind of question, please put them in the comment section below and I'll be really glad to answer those questions of you. Thank you so much for watching. Namaskaram.